Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and we're right back into another round of my top 25 of 2025 blind tournament to figure out what was the best bourbon of 2025. So this is whatever group you're seeing on the TV right now. Still don't know. You know, it's all blind. So let's get right into it because I have nothing else to say. So the nose on A. A on the nose, your prototypical kind of nutty direction bourbon. Oak, peanut butter, strawberry. It was savory. Again, a weird nosing note. Red fruit, a little funky, and nutty. Let's go to B. All right, so B on the nose, very light, very hard to get notes on. So everything you can put slight in front of. But red Jolly Rancher, wheat funk, marshmallow, but overall very, very light nose. Let's go to C. The C on the nose, way more intense, in your face. You know you're smelling something for sure. Dusty, oaky, definitely seems like an older bourbon. Sweet, peanuts, red fruit, red Jolly Rancher, dark cherry. But more of that, like more elevated, like you're drinking something older type of bourbon. And by older, I don't necessarily mean high age stated bourbon, more like like it was made a while ago, which all of these came out in 2025, so none of these are dusties. All right, let's go D on the nose. All right, so D on the nose, we got funky direction for sure. Red fruit, stone fruit, red Jolly Rancher for the third time in a row. I was like, man, I get this much red Jolly Rancher today. Red fruit, sweet. Overall, all the noses have been pretty decent. Let's go to E. Right, E on the nose. Probably my favorite nose out of the 5. It was much more of the dark sweetness profile. So brown sugar, molasses, honey, purple Jolly Rancher. So the red Jolly Rancher. Apple, oak, dark fruit. Probably the most unique out of the 5. We'll really enjoy this one on the nose. Let's see on the palates. All right, first sip of the day on A. Pretty freaking good. That's how we like to start the day, kids. Bright, cherry, nutty, oak, strawberry. On the finish, nutty, peanut butter, sweet, marshmallow, chocolate, oak. The lingering's not my favorite oaky nuttiness, but first sip, so we shall see. All right, the finish on this time was the linger is much better. New notes on the palate, strawberry Laffy Taffy, red fruit. It's a lot of red fruit with some nuttiness and oak. Phenomenal palate. The finish also very good. I did get kind of a little bit of astringency on like the back side of my tongue, but I didn't write it down. I'm kind of see if it's there on the third sip. So let's get into that one. All right, so third sip, A, fantastic. It's starting off with a real good bottle this time, so we'll see. It's also, I think, higher proof. I thought maybe like the first sip was a little proofier just because it's the first sip, but all 3 sips were a solid, you know, around 120, 125 proof, somewhere around there. So solid proof point, and usually my wife tries to put this in somewhat proof order. So if we're starting off pretty strong, this might be a very high proof route. I don't know, maybe she just messed with me today. Who knows? The only thing new is red fruit on the finish. I'm gonna tentatively score this a 4 because I really do enjoy that. So we'll see. We'll see if it goes up or down from here. Go to B. All right, so B, good, but a little bit maybe too medicinal today. We shall see. Red fruit, oak, leather, strawberry, dark fruits, raisins, medicinal grape, which is like Robitussin, purple Jolly Rancher. So there was the medicinal part and like the sweet good candy version of that purpley sweet note. On the finish, oak, red fruit, strawberry, throat spray. And, you know, I don't know if I have the throat spray I'm even referring to, but, you know, if you have like a sore throat, it's a medicine, you know, you spray it back there. That reminded me so much of that, you know, medicinal throat spray, which I've definitely never said before. So a couple medicinal notes, but overall still pretty decent. Actually, when I was first having it on the palate, I thought it was really good, but then the medicinal notes started coming, so it kind of brought it down. So we'll see how the second sip goes. Interesting, the finish got a little bit different. The palate remained the same, less of the medicinal grape note, but on the finish, I got a savory note, which I didn't get before. And then vanilla ice cream with freezer bird. A very specific note. And slight brandy. It does make it more complex. Not sure in the right direction. I did still get that throat spray medicinal on the finish too. Let's see what the third sip brings us. Man, that throat spray note is so strong on the finish. And you know, I've had all of these multiple times throughout this year, and I don't think I've ever said that note before. So it's strange how strong it is today. On the palate, I got some more wood note. And on the finish, nothing new, except that throat spray note got stronger. So I actually, man, B is so confusing to me. Because there's aspects of this that I absolutely love, and then there's some things that make it not so perfect. I'm gonna score under the 4, because I don't think it could be better than that. So I'm gonna score a 3.8. Can it get higher than that? It can, for sure, but we'll see. We'll see when I go back and forth. Let's go to C. Right, C on first sip, on the palate, cherry, oak, red Jolly Rancher, vanilla, red fruit, sweet candy. It is very sweet in that cherry, red fruit, hard candy direction. On the finish, oak, vanilla, nutty, red fruit. The finish off of the palate was a major letdown because the palate was so strong, very rich with those red fruits, candy sweetness, and the finish was kind of meh. We'll see how the second sip goes, but that palate for that profile, it's not overly complex, but if you want that red Jolly Rancher essence, this is that. All right, so on the second sip, the palate just keeps getting better. A little breadiness, which isn't the best note, but it kind of gives a little bit of complexity to just the overall red Jolly Rancher sweetness vibe that it has. A nutty, which again, a little bit different, and strawberry, which kind of goes into the red fruits. On the finish, again, nothing new. It's not intense. It does linger for a while, I think is the proof point. On the very linger right now, it's kind of like green appley. So write that down. Give it something. It's not bad. There's nothing off-putting about it at all. It's just not as intense. Like the profile or the palette is just intense with those notes. One more sip. All right, nothing new, but the finish did get a little bit better. Nothing new on the notes themselves, but the notes got a little bit more intense, which is really what I needed. I needed that because I really enjoy this one. So I'm gonna score a 4 because I'm not sure if I like it more than A. So it's definitely something I need to compare. Let's go to D. All right, so D first sip is a little bit more intense and well-rounded compared to C, but around the same notes. More of that red fruit, red Jolly Rancher, oak, vanilla nuttiness. And on the finish, more peanut forward, oak, sweet, red fruits. Second sip. I will say D is kind of doing the same thing as C, where the palate's phenomenal, but the finish isn't living up to the palate. On the palate this time, I got a little bit more funkiness, peanut butter, richer. The palate is amazing on D. The finish, again, is good. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not continuing that amazingness. But one more sip. All right, just like in the case of C, the finish got better on D here. More intense on the finish this time. A little funkiness and vanilla. Overall, the palate and the finish are pretty different from each other, where the palate is more red fruit direction and intense and rich with other notes too to balance it a little bit. On the finish, it's more of the oak peanut with some red fruit. It's kind of like swapping the roles. But overall, delicious and my new favorite so far. So I'm gonna score that a 4.25 for now. Let's go to E. Well guys, this is gonna be pretty hard to beat. This one is, literally my first note was a wow. Immediately hits you with that oak dustiness profile, like you're drinking an old bourbon, which I kind of said before on one of these other ones on C. But this is just way more intense. It is that profile. Now, I can see that profile not being for everyone, but man, a good amount of people are gonna like this. This is crazy. So I wrote wild oak, purple Jolly Rancher, which gives that dustiness a lot of good sweet notes to it. A rich leather, sweet, green apple, dark fruits. So complex, delicious. On the finish, rich oak, purple Jolly Rancher, a little bit dankness, green apple, sweet. I think E just killed the competition on that, just one sip. Lucky for me, I get 2 more. All right, second sip, more of the same. The proof, definitely, you can taste it on this. So I'm sure this is one of the proofiest ones out of the 5, if not the proofiest. More of that dark, sweet, like molasses notes on the palate, and some chocolate on the finish. Still phenomenal. Third sip. Oh no. So the palate remained amazing. Got to the finish. And I got some of that damn throat spray note again. I know you guys know I was sick recently, but I actually didn't use any of that throat spray while I was sick like a week ago. So it's not like something that's like fresh on my mind or anything like that. Man, I was gonna score this ridiculous. Now I gotta bring it down a little bit. It's still probably gonna be in first place. It will be in first place going into the next like little thing I do. So I was gonna score 4.5. I'll score 4.4. Still freaking fantastic. That proof though could be a little hot for some people. Now, if you're watching this, probably not for you. If you're watching WhiskeyTube, you probably drink a good amount of whiskey at high proof. All right, so now drink some water, take a little break, and start A/Bing these to find out what's moving forward to the championship. All right, time to go back and forth. Drink some water in between the sips and figure out these scores. B scored last, so let's go to B first. Much more darker profile on the nose now. All right, and for this part, what I do is I drink water, take a sip, and take another sip, and then I talk, just to let you know what's going on if you haven't seen this before. So I got a little bit more banana on the palate this time. Well, overall, still getting those medicinal notes, especially that throat spray note on the finish. So I'm gonna keep it at 3.8 because I do really like it, but it's going to be in last place unless one of these loses a bunch of points. So we'll go to A next. Okay, A, very nutty forward, very good. I'm gonna keep it at 4 and kind of see what C gives me. C is definitely better. So I bumped up the score on C right now to a 4.2, which makes it really close to D. So we'll go D next after some water. Today might be an easy day at the office, unlike the last couple of videos. Because the order I'm going back to them, it's showing me why I'm going this order. And that's why I do it this way. Because D is a good amount of difference than C in a good way. So I bumped up that score to a 4.35. And let's just confirm that E is still amazing. Yeah, that's freaking so good. So I put cinnamon on the palate for E, and I bumped up the score again to a 4.45. That is one of the best bourbons I've had this year. I don't know what's an E, but it is freaking good. So that one's gonna move to the final, well deserved, and D will go to the second chance bracket. Let's do the giveaway before we close up. If you all win 1 ounce samples of all 5 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with 5 TOP25. Count the letters for the top, numbers for the other ones. It's all on the screen right now for you guys. Enter giveaway. I appreciate you guys watching this tournament. You guys, a lot of good feedback. A lot of you guys saying this is a good way to determine the best of the year. So I appreciate the comments. I'm always in the comments. I respond to every comment. Oh, something I've been wanting to say for a long time, keep forgetting. If I don't respond to your comment, that's not on me. That's on YouTube. So YouTube tells me like what comments I don't respond to. And then I'll notice when I'm copying all the names to the giveaways that there's comments that I didn't respond to. And it's just YouTube's not telling me. I don't know why, but it's like a handful almost like every single video. And it's usually the people that comment just the giveaway number, the giveaway word of the day, whatever. But sometimes it's actual comments. I don't understand. I click on all the boxes to, make sure I respond. And I even click on the box to reply to replies. So I try to be very interactive with you guys. But if I don't, it's YouTube's fault. I'm putting it on them and not on me. Because I'll literally sit there and just comment and, interact with you guys. Even the comments are getting, over 100 per video, which is fine. That's a good thing, as a content creator. You want more interaction and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. I think we have one more matchup after this one, and then we have the second chance and the championship round. So we're almost there at the final to figure out the top 5. So don't do no stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.